Dave was there. I know Dave was there.
Yeah.
And who else? I think
I bet Rich Tomaso was,
Rich-
because I think
Rich
he
was
and I
there.
rode together.
Rich was definitely there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this. I wasn't there,
Wasn't
but I know
Dawn
this.
there?
Huh?
Dawn there?
Don who? Oh, Lincoln?
Yeah.
I don't know. She might have
I
been.
remember hiring her children to make targets for the shoot.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you think you could say a few words about how it's evolved?
Yeah, I think the main. Well, I can go on camera, I guess.
Yeah. You know.
Is it okay to be next to Lloyd?
Yeah, we get Lloyd in the
please
background.
do.
That works.
Yeah, we need to honor Lloyd.
Yeah. My buddy Lloyd.
So having seen 11 Pork Fests, well, 10 Pork Fests and one pre-Pork Fest event, what can you say about the way the event has evolved over the years?
Well, number one, it's gotten huge. I remember the first one was, I got here late at night and there was just a bunch of guys around a campfire, probably 2 or 3, 4 dozen at very most, and that was everybody. And I think that was either at Escape to New Hampshire or Pork Fest number 1. I think after a couple of years we were able to be big enough to rent the whole bingo hall, but that meant everything at Pork Fest was in the bingo hall, all the speakers, all the exhibitors, everything. I think one year we got big enough to have a barbecue outside instead of inside the hall. And then every year another building. So it's gotten to where we were just campers at Rogers, and there were a bunch of other campers here too, to where we've taken over Rogers every time we have Pork Fest. So those are the things I mostly remember, the growth. And I remember I do this side event called the Alt Expo, and at 2008 when we were at Gunstock, because there was 2 years the event was held at Gunstock, we started a mini food service. We started serving coffee, and that was everybody's biggest need in the morning, so it was a good entrepreneurial idea. And now you can get any kind of food you want here. So at that time, people weren't sure they could do any kind of food service or anything, and we just said, yeah, people need coffee, we'll provide coffee. So
That's one difference that people have mentioned about the campground where this was previously held in Gunstock and Laconia, as opposed to Rogers up here in the Great North, where there seem to be a lot less regulations and less pressure for people not to have free markets here.
yeah, and the other thing with Gunstock was it was huge. It was so spread out that you could have a lot of campers here, but it almost seemed like there was hardly anybody here because they were so spread out. And the thing about the coffee was, and the reason we tried to supply that was, it was about a 1.5 mile walk to get to the lodge where the coffee was, and it cost about $1.79. And so we provided a coffee right close to your campsite for $1. So it was a winner. We also started our own money system then. We had the expo hours, so it was a time-based money system. So now money systems are like rampant here. There's all kinds of silver, there's all kinds of Bitcoin, and all kinds of technology and money. So,
How long has Alt Expo been a part of Pork Fest?
summer of '07, that was Pork Fest. It was Alt Expo number 1. We actually had one Alt Expo before that, Alt Expo number 0. It's kind of like Pork Fest number 0. And so '07, and we've had it every summer at Pork Fest. So we're on Alt Expo number 13, which is the 14th one we did. So
Awesome. Any particular memories or distinct experiences you've had over the course of the 10 or 11 years that Pork Fest has been going on?
the bonfire at night is always great, and I'm sorry to say part of the reason is because it gets cold at night here sometimes and you go there for warmth. But as you get close to the bonfire, there's this just din of conversation, and it's a funny sound. There's like 50 or 60 people just all yammering at once, and so you run into people down there that you haven't seen for a while and start up a conversation, and before you know it's 3 a.m. so time to go back to the tent. The bonfire's always good. Just the campfires at everybody's site, and everybody has a different party, and they invite you in to have beer with them in their little tent and their bonfire, and it's a good time.
Cool. Thanks, Jeff.
Sure thing.